Disclaimer: this podcast is for educational purposes only and is not medical advice. Peptides are research compounds and should not be used without the guidance of a qualified healthcare professional. Always consult your doctor before making decisions about your health. Let's begin with a question. What exactly is ipamorelin? Ipamorelin is a synthetic peptide that belongs to the class of growth hormone secretagogues. This means it stimulates the body's own production of growth hormone rather than replacing it. Unlike some other compounds, ipamorelin is selective. It targets growth hormone release without significantly impacting cortisol or prolactin, two hormones you don't want spiking unnecessarily. The story of ipamorelin begins in the late 1990s, when researchers were searching for safer and more specific growth hormone-releasing peptides. Earlier compounds like GHRP2 and GHRP6 did the job, but came with unwanted side effects such as increased hunger, elevated prolactin, and even spikes in cortisol. Scientists wanted something cleaner. Ipamorelin was developed as a fifth-generation growth hormone secretagogue designed to maximize benefits while minimizing drawbacks. So what happens in the body when ipamorelin is administered? It binds to ghrelin receptors located in the pituitary gland and hypothalamus. These are the same receptors influenced by the hunger hormone ghrelin. By binding selectively, ipamorelin signals the pituitary to release more growth hormone into circulation. The beauty of ipamorelin is that it does this without raising hunger nearly as much as ghrelin itself. It is precise, controlled, and well tolerated. Why is growth hormone important? Growth hormone plays a critical role in metabolism, cellular repair, and muscle development. It promotes fat burning, helps preserve lean body mass, supports connective tissue health, and contributes to improved recovery after exercise or injury. In short, growth hormone helps keep the body youthful and resilient. Now, ipamorelin is often used in research in combination with other peptides. For example, when stacked with CJC-1295, a growth hormone-releasing hormone analog, the synergy can be powerful. CJC increases the amplitude of growth hormone pulses, while ipamorelin increases the frequency. Together, they create a more natural, physiologic release pattern that mimics the body's own rhythm. Let's talk about potential benefits observed in research. First, body composition improvements. Many studies and anecdotal reports suggest ipamorelin can reduce fat mass while helping preserve or increase lean muscle. Second, recovery. Growth hormone supports healing of joints, tendons, and ligaments, so ipamorelin may aid athletes or individuals with injuries. Third, sleep quality. Some report deeper, more restorative sleep when growth hormone levels are optimized. Fourth, anti-aging effects. Because growth hormone influences skin elasticity, bone density, and tissue repair, ipamorelin has attracted interest in longevity circles. But what about safety? One of the major reasons ipamorelin became popular is its favorable safety profile compared to earlier peptides. It is selective, so it doesn't cause significant increases in cortisol or prolactin, which reduces risks of unwanted hormonal imbalances. Side effects, when reported, are usually mild. Some people may experience slight flushing, headaches, or irritation at the injection site. However, every individual can respond differently, and research is still ongoing. Dosing protocols vary in research, but commonly ipamorelin is studied in microgram amounts, often around 100 to 300 micrograms per administration, sometimes higher depending on context. Frequency can range from once daily to multiple times per day, particularly around workouts or before bed. The timing matters because growth hormone is naturally secreted in pulses, especially during deep sleep. Ipamorelin is usually administered subcutaneously, meaning just under the skin with a small insulin syringe. The injection sites often rotate between the abdomen, thigh, or upper arm to reduce irritation. The compound itself typically comes as a lyophilized powder that must be reconstituted with bacteriostatic water before use in research. Another interesting point is how ipamorelin compares to other growth hormone secretagogues. For instance, GHRP6 is known for dramatically increasing appetite. That can be beneficial for someone trying to gain weight, but counterproductive for someone wanting fat loss. GHRP2 has stronger potency, but also carries more risk of raising cortisol and prolactin. Hexarelin is powerful but often desensitizes receptors quickly. Ipamorelin, on the other hand, balances potency with safety and is less likely to cause desensitization when used properly in research protocols. Athletes and researchers have also looked at ipamorelin for its potential synergy with lifestyle factors. Exercise, especially resistance training, naturally increases growth hormone pulses. Sleep is another powerful stimulator. Combining ipamorelin with good sleep hygiene and regular exercise may enhance outcomes beyond the peptide alone. Nutrition matters too. Growth hormone levels respond to blood sugar and insulin. Taking ipamorelin in a fasted state, away from carbohydrate-heavy meals, might improve its effectiveness in stimulating growth hormone release. Now, there's also the broader conversation about growth hormone therapy versus secretagogues like ipamorelin. Growth hormone therapy involves injecting synthetic GH directly. It can be effective, but it shuts down the body's natural production and comes with risks such as insulin resistance, water retention, and carpal tunnel syndrome. Secretagogues like ipamorelin aim to support the body's own rhythm of hormone release, which may be safer and more physiologic. That said, research is still limited. While ipamorelin has been studied for decades, most human data comes from small trials or observational reports. Large-scale, long-term clinical studies are lacking. So while early evidence and anecdotal experiences are promising, it's important to approach with caution. Let's take a step back and think about the bigger picture. Peptides like ipamorelin represent a frontier of regenerative and performance-oriented medicine. They highlight the possibility of working with the body's own signaling systems instead of overriding them. But with that excitement comes responsibility. Without clear regulation and medical oversight, misuse or overuse can carry risks. Some researchers speculate on future applications. Could ipamorelin support age-related decline in growth hormone naturally, extending health span? Could it play a role in rehabilitation after surgery or injury? Might it help preserve muscle mass in older adults or people with chronic illnesses? These are questions still being explored. Another layer of the discussion is the ethical side. In sports, for example, growth hormone secretagogues are typically banned substances. That raises debates about fairness, enhancement, and health risks. The boundary between therapy and performance enhancement is often blurred. For individuals curious about this compound, The key takeaway is that Ipamorelin is not a magic bullet. It is one tool in a larger toolkit that includes nutrition, exercise, recovery, sleep, and medical care. Optimizing health is never about a single compound. It's about building a strong foundation and then exploring advanced options responsibly. As we wrap up, let's recap the essentials. Ipamorelin is a selective growth hormone secretagogue. It signals the body to release more growth hormone without strongly affecting cortisol or prolactin. Benefits studied include improved body composition, recovery, sleep, and anti-aging effects. It is generally well tolerated but requires more research to fully understand long-term outcomes. Disclaimer: this podcast is for educational purposes only and is not medical advice. Peptides are research compounds and should not be used without the guidance of a qualified healthcare professional. Always consult your doctor before making decisions about your health. Thanks for listening, keep learning, and stay curious.